Mamma mia! Hello! Oh, the Mario movie was incredible! Oh my goodness! Mamma mia! Okay, fine. I'll stop doing the freaking Mario voice, but I am wearing the Mario hat, courtesy of my lovely fiance. She's over off camera over there in her little chair that she put in here for sitting purposes while I'm recording. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that. She's over there in the corner. But we're doing an improv, non-spoiler, spoiler review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I just got back with Hallie. We just saw it in IMAX, and first thing I'll say is go see the movie. Like, it's really, really good. It's probably one of the greatest video game adaptations of a movie I've ever seen. So I'll do a non-spoiler review first, and then we'll do a spoiler review after that. So I'll talk about non-spoiler stuff, and then we'll get into the spoiler stuff. So for people watching this, if you haven't seen the movie, I'll put a spoiler timestamp on the screen here, and then once we get to that timestamp, come back and watch the spoiler stuff once you've seen the movie, because there's a lot of spoilers. Even you wouldn't think that a Mario movie would have a lot of spoilers, but it does. So let's buckle in. I'm gonna talk about the Mario movie now. Let's go. So non-spoiler stuff first. It is a Mario fan's dream come to life. This movie is just packed with so many amazing little details, and we can get into that in the spoiler section, but the movie is just like, if you're a Mario fan, you are gonna love this thing. There are so many little references, musical references, visual references, like all packed in there, and some of them are super quick and you might miss them if you're not paying attention, but a lot of them are pretty obvious, and it really makes you happy to be a Mario fan. It's so good. If you're a Mario fan like me, I grew up loving Mario. I love Mario as much as I love Zelda. And y'all know how I love my Zelda. But I mean, New Super Mario Bros. DS was the first Mario game I ever played back in 2006 when I got a DS Lite. So ever since I was around 8 years old, I have been a huge Mario fan. I played a bunch of the Mario games, not every single one of them, but enough to understand pretty much all the references in this movie. It's, again, like, people were saying that it's like a bunch of fan service, and yes, it is. It is a bunch of fan service, but it's the good fan service. It's the fan service that makes you glad to be a Mario fan, because when you're watching it and you see this reference, you're like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. I mean, as a Mario fan, I understand that reference. I understood that reference. And so, again, if you're not a Mario fan, you're probably not going to be able to follow this movie very well. But obviously, this is not the type of movie that's made for people who aren't Mario fans. Like, this is catering to the Mario mega fans, and it's a kids movie. I mean, it's made by Illumination, the same company that made the Minions and Despicable Me movies. But it can be enjoyed by adults as well, especially those who grew up with Mario like me. All the voice actors were great. Chris Pratt was surprising. I mean, I originally thought that he'd be okay. I didn't think he'd be the greatest Mario voice ever. I mean, he could have been a lot worse. I think that he did a really good job. I didn't mind his voice at all, because I remember when it was first revealed that he was going to be Mario's voice, and especially in the first couple of teasers, people just hated his voice, and I was like, I don't mind it. I don't think it's terrible, but he really did a great job. I really did not mind his voice at all. Charlie Day as Luigi did really good. Seth Rogen as DK did really well. I cannot remember who voiced Toad. I don't remember. I'll put the name up on the screen. But the standout, obviously, is Jack Black as Bowser. This man killed it. Like, he was a perfect Bowser. And like, he stole every single scene he was in. Like, we'll get into those specific scenes in the spoiler section, but man, like, if you're a Jack Black fan, you're gonna love his Bowser performance. It was so good. Another thing that the dumb critics were complaining about is that the movie didn't have any story, and they are wrong. There was definitely a story. I mean, you could even pick out what the story was from the trailers. But I can definitely say, if you watch the trailers and you're kind of piecing together what the story is, then yeah, that was the story. But it's a decent story. I think that it's definitely a very Mario story. It's kind of simple, but it worked out really well. It was enjoyable, and they're definitely setting up sequels. Of course. I mean, of course there's going to be sequels, but they're definitely setting up more, and there are so many characters that they could work with in the Mario universe that they could use for future movies. And I'm really interested to see where they go with that. But overall, like, this is the last bit of the non-spoiler stuff. It is a fantastic video game adaptation, and if you are a Mario fan, you gotta go watch this right now. It is a joyride. Well, now that we've talked about all the non-spoiler stuff, we're about to get into spoiler territory. So if you have not seen the movie and do not want to get spoiled, or if you don't care about spoilers, leave now. Go watch the movie before you come back and watch this section. I'm giving y'all plenty of warnings. I don't want to hear anybody in the comments saying, you spoiled me. I'm saying right now, spoilers coming in 3, 2, 1. Bowser singing. Bowser singing in this movie, like, okay, I'll come back to that, but that's one of, like, the greatest scenes in the movie, obviously. But the story is about what was shown in the trailers. Mario and Luigi are brothers in Brooklyn, and they run a plumbing service, and they're exploring in like the sewers below Brooklyn, and they come across a pipe, and that pipe transports them to the Mushroom Kingdom. And so Luigi gets separated from Mario, and he's taken to the Dark Lands, aka Bowser's territory, and gets captured. And they kind of flip the whole Mario saving the princess thing on its head, because in this movie, Mario's not saving the princess, he's saving Luigi. And like, Princess Peach is a really good side character, by the way. I really enjoyed how they portrayed her. Anna Taylor-Joy, I forgot to mention her earlier, did a fantastic job as Peach's voice as well. But they go and to save Luigi, and they recruit DK and like the DK army, the Kong army, and like there's so many little references in there, and I'll try to talk about other references that I remember in the movie later on. They recruit the Kong army, and then they try to intercept Bowser, and they go on Rainbow Road. They get a bunch of carts from the Kong army, because apparently in this universe, the Kong army like creates all of the Mario Karts. And that was another one of my favorite little scenes in the movie, is when they go, when they're getting the carts, they are straight up playing the Mario Kart 8 like menu theme, the like that music. They're straight up playing it in that scene, and I was gushing. And then when they put the carts together, and it's straight up the Mario Kart 8 cart like part selection. It was just pure fan service, I know, but it's the greatest kind of fan service. They take Rainbow Road as a shortcut back to the Mushroom Kingdom. They're trying to intercept Bowser, but Bowser, he's a smarty pants, and he knows that they are going to be taking Rainbow Road, the shortcut to there, and he cuts them off. And they're literally like playing Mario Kart, and like the blue spiny Koopa literally turns into a blue shell and like destroys part of the road and send Mario and Donkey Kong into like the water below, and they get eaten by a giant eel. That was probably my favorite part of the movie, the Mario Kart section. It was incredible. And then when they're getting on Rainbow Road, and like as soon as they get on Rainbow Road, they play like an orchestral version of the classic SNES Rainbow Road theme, and like, oh, it's like that was one of the many musical references that I picked up on. And so Bowser's about to he goes and asks Peach to marry him, and Peach is like, no. They pull the Mario Odyssey there. Bowser's trying to marry Peach, and then Peach blows him off, and then he's like, okay, well, I'm going to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom because, you know, you're not going to marry me, and I'm mad. And so Mario goes and intercepts the Bullet Bill with the Tanuki suit power-up, because, of course. And he, like, leads it to the warp pipe leading out of the Mushroom Kingdom, and it, like, blows up the inside of the warp world that's inside the warp pipe. And it causes, like, a bunch of stuff in the Mushroom Kingdom to be sucked back into the pipe with it. And so it takes Bowser's entire, like, ship island thing, along with Mario and Luigi and Peach and everybody. Then they're all transported back to Brooklyn. And I'm told that that's a reference to the Mario movie from the 90s when Bowser goes to Brooklyn. I didn't pick up on that. I did not actually know that was what that was referencing, but apparently that is what that's referencing. Of course, they have the final battle where Mario gets beat up and then he gets the superstar, and where he and Luigi get the superstar, and they're playing the Starman music and they're beating up Bowser, and it's like it's a straightforward fight, but it's just such eye candy, and it's just so, like, again, when you're a Mario fan, like, especially in those games where you get the invincibility star and the music's playing, the da 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 da, and it's like you're killing everything, and it's like, but you get to see that on screen, and Mario and Luigi are beating up Bowser when they're invincible. Oh, it was so good. Oh my gosh. The post-credit scene. Don't even get me started on the post-credit scene. Yoshi! I'm sorry. I'll calm down. Yoshi confirmed for the sequel, because that's obviously what they're setting up, and that's I think they could do so much with sequels. Like, they're setting up Yoshi, and maybe like the sequel is going to take place in on Yoshi's Island, or wherever Super Mario World takes place, and they could do that. They could implement like things from Super Mario Galaxy. You could bring in Rosalina. You could bring in Bowser Jr. You could bring in like all of these characters in sequels, because all those characters were not present in this movie, and I think they did that purposely, because I think they could bring back a lot of these characters in future movies, and they're definitely setting up at least one sequel. There's probably going to be more if this movie does well at the box office, which I could see it doing well. That was a perfect post-credit scene to me. It didn't need to be much, just confirming that Yoshi is going to be in the next movie. And I'm just so happy. I love Yoshi. I know Mallrat's gonna be happy. He loves Yoshi. That's basically the movie. It's very simple, but it's a simple Mario story. But the critics can shut up with their there's no story. Yes, there is. There is definitely story. It's a very simple story. But if you're not a Mario fan, or if you're a critic on Rotten Tomatoes crying about how there's no story, obviously you're not a Mario fan. Like, you haven't played a single Mario game in your life. And yeah, I'm getting a little salty with the critics, but it's like, it was like a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes on Tuesday when the early reviews were coming out, and I was like, bro, there is no way the movie's that bad. And it wasn't. It was amazing. The critics can go shove it! There were so many things that I just kind of glossed over too, just kind of giving y'all the summary. There were so many little musical references and visual things that I picked up on. Like when Mario first appears in the Mushroom Kingdom and he's talking to Toad, you see those weird, like, monster, like the ones that walk like this, and like they had the long legs, and I think those are from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I think originally is where they came from, and you have to like jump on top of them to kill them, but they like walk like this. And there were those the colorful bug creatures. I think those were from 3D World. And they had the bloopers, they had Cheeps, they had like a bunch of different little references in Toad Town that I picked up on. There's so many little things, and I can't even list them all. Like, there's so many little tiny references. They leaned heavily on the Mario Kart stuff, and I love Mario Kart. So for those of you who love Mario Kart, you're gonna love that scene. That's pretty much all the big spoilers. They had some amazing end credits music. They threw in Gusty Garden Galaxy. They threw in the music from that in the end credits. They had the little hints of the Mario Underground theme and the scene where Mario and Luigi are exploring the sewers. Like, again, if you're a big Mario fan who's played all the games and recognize like all like the music, like you're gonna have a big smile on your face throughout this entire movie. But seriously, the Bowser singing scenes, like that first scene where he's like singing about Peach, like it was killing me, dude. I don't know what it was about it, but it was so freaking funny. And then the mid-credit scene is him singing again, and he's like, but it's after he's been shrunk and he's tiny, and like, oh, it's so freaking funny. The end credits are filled with little Easter eggs to Mario music. And I can't remember the guy's name who did all the original music, but he did an amazing job, like, recreating all that. But yeah, that pretty much covers the Mario movie. Again, I don't know how I'm really doing this review. I'm probably going to be splicing in, like, footage from the movie on top of me talking here. This movie's a 10 out of 10. I mean, straight up, I don't have a single issue with it. I don't think there's anything in there that I had a problem with. I mean, there were some people that were saying that Seth Rogen didn't do a very good job as Donkey Kong. I didn't mind it because I don't really picture what Donkey Kong's voice would even be like. So, I mean, it was fine. I didn't mind Seth Rogen's voice at all. All the voice actors did amazing. And yeah, it's pure fan service, I know. But as a video game adaptation, 10 across the board. Like, such an amazing movie. That's my review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely let me know in the comments below. Smash that like button. Let me know what other movies you'd like to see me review in the future. And whenever there is another Mario movie, because we know there's going to be a sequel in the future. I mean, if this does well at the box office, which again, I assume it will, I'll review that. And I'll have some other some other movies, movie reviews coming in the future. I'm really excited. I'm testing out the movie review stuff. And if you guys are digging it, we'll do it more. But yeah, go see the movie now. Like if you're sitting here watching this review, if you're sitting here watching this portion, you've probably already been spoiled or you've already seen the movie, so you're watching my thoughts on it. But yeah, the movie's great. It's in theaters. Go watch it. And I want to play some Mario on the channel at some point. Play maybe some Mario Odyssey as a Sunday series or on the Live Genius or something. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this movie review. It's kind of different. I don't know exactly how this is turning out, but hopefully I have put it to hopefully Editing Bud has put it together in a watchable, digestible format. Because it is like 10 o'clock, you know, so I'm kind of disoriented and my mind is scrambled thinking about the Mario movie. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you have seen the movie, and definitely comment below on what you thought of it, but don't spoil anything major. That's what I'm just going to ask. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to stop talking now. Again, go see the movie. It's amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Stay smart, my friends. Peace out. Bye-bye. Adios, mamma mia. Bye-bye.